Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, and Eric Schmidt from Google, and myself all do this one thing to be a successful CEO, and it's a little weird. Yep, that one thing is improv. I know, crazy. You'd think it would be something totally different. Now, I preach improv all the time. As a lot of you guys know, I came to New York City to be an actor, first and foremost. And improv was super helpful for me to get me out of my own skin, help me think on my feet, to pretend to be like I'm on fire on Mars. These are things you need to know. So it's crazy to me that major CEOs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Oprah, Steve Jobs, Eric Schmidt, who's the CEO of Google, all say that improv classes were tantamount to their success. And I know why. The first thing is improv forces you to think outside the box. As a regular worker, right, you live in a box, 9 to 5, 8 to 10, whatever your hours are, you do what you are told to do, right? You live in that box, and that's totally fine. But as a CEO, you start the year with one box, and at the end of the year, you might be in a different box all the way down here, or you might have 100 boxes over here. You have to think outside the box, meaning that you have to have the ability to have a plan, stick to it, but be willing to pivot, be willing to deviate, because the market isn't always going to follow your plan. Your employees aren't always going to be there for your plan. Your customers might drop off. You might have competition that shows up in the summer that you weren't anticipating at all. Thinking outside the box is key for me. We started our business, Serhant, in the depths of COVID, but we only really had a couple months of a down market. There was a V-shaped recovery. It was like a boom. And then we had the hottest market anyone has seen for about 2.5 years. And then it started to come crashing down. Now, if I had just stayed on that same box, on the same pedestal that I've been on for the last 2.5 years, how would I be able to successfully bring this business into the new normal, where there's reduced sales, there's market paranoia, et cetera? I can't. I have to be able to pivot. And improv gave me that ability to be able to do that. Now, you've probably heard the saying that the only constant in life is change. And as a CEO, taking improv classes has really helped me understand and be able to act upon change when it happens to you. Because when you're just by yourself, when things happen, they happen to you and you alone. But once you're a CEO, once you run a team, once you run a company, whether you've got 2 employees or 2,000 employees, change that affects your company affects everyone and everyone's livelihood. So you have to be willing to think outside the box. The second thing improv has taught me is to be my authentic self. There's one rule of improv, and it's yes and. You can't say no to anything. You say yes and then you go into another scenario. So you have to think out of the box, like I just talked about. But you gotta be authentically yourself, because the minute you try to fake it till you make it, you stumble. You get uncomfortable. You don't know what to do. So you instinctually have to be the 150% version of yourself, so that you can think on your feet, so that you can be quick with thoughts, so that you can be quick with wit, so that you can make decisions quickly. CEOs, they hire fast, they fire faster. They move in different directions incredibly quickly, and improv really teaches you that. And the third thing is improv teaches you to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. You know what a CEO does most of the time? They deal with problems. Most of my day is dealing with problems that other people can't solve. Budget issues, well, we're gonna go to Ryan. It's listing issues, I don't know, we're gonna go to Ryan. Deal issues, personnel issues, HR issues, it's all stuff, it's all the problems that no one else can solve. So they bring them to the CEO. Like the President of the United States, prime ministers around the world, all they do all day long is deal with problems that are too hard for literally everyone else to solve. And that's uncomfortable. I'm okay with it because it's the role that I signed up for, and I would suck if I couldn't deal with it. But man, oh man, it is not easy. It's not fun. No one ever goes to the CEO and says, hey, just want to take a couple minutes out of your really busy day dealing with all the problems of the world to tell you good news. No one ever says that. No one ever asks the CEO, how was your weekend? No one cares, because they think that you sit atop this massive pile of money and you're the owner and you're the CEO, and it's just not true. You sit atop a massive pile of responsibility. Are there moments of greatness? Sure. Could there be insane reward at the end of some rainbow? Yeah. Could there also be an insane deep end of sharks and death and destruction? Yep. And that's the coin you flip when you decide to take on the role of CEO. And so when you do improv classes and improv games, you've got to immediately all of a sudden be like, okay, what's my scenario? My scenario is, hey, you're butt naked in the middle of the Amazonian rainforest. You're being attacked by a wild puma and you're trying to eat ice cream at the same time. Go. I don't know what, okay. But you got to do it. That's how it works. You just gotta figure it out. That's an uncomfortable situation. Now I'm thinking about being naked in front of all these people in front of me, but I'm also eating ice cream. That's uncomfortable, and I'm being attacked by a puma. What does a puma look like? Is it like a tiger? Is it a lion? Is it like a big cat? So you gotta be comfortable with the uncomfortable. You gotta get outside your own skin. You gotta be okay with knowing that every day you're gonna be dealing with problems and you're gonna be a problem solver. So you're not just someone who handles problems all day, you're actually someone who solves problems. And it's gonna help you build. The more comfortable you are with being uncomfortable, the more you're able to think outside the box and the more you're able to be your authentic self so that you do only what you are best at. And then you surround yourself with great people who are good at everything else, the better you can grow. The better you'll be as a CEO, and the bigger the company is going to be. Improv is basically high-pressure communication training. Because every scenario that you're in is basically life and death. It's incredibly uncomfortable, it's very weird, and you have to put yourself in that scenario. Otherwise, they pull you off stage and then you're a massive failure. And it also teaches you to say yes to everything and figure it out. Yes, I'll figure it out. Yes, I'll figure it out. Yes, I'm on fire while I'm butt naked on Mount Everest. I don't know why in every scenario I'm butt naked right now, but you gotta figure it out. But you know what's also amazing about improv? Is that it's a safe environment. Because you're in a room full of everyone else that is all in the same situation as you're in. They're all insecure, they're all uncomfortable, and they're all kind of like, you want me to do what? When I first got started in this business, every new agent that I hired and every new employee, I forced them, there's a prerequisite, to take an improv class. You had to do it. It would open them up to communicate more openly, and it would make them unafraid of sharing ideas. Some of the best things that I've ever done, that our company's ever done, that our team ever did, things that you saw on $1 Million Listing New York and all the TV shows, came through discussions with other people around me who weren't afraid to communicate, who weren't afraid to throw out crazy ideas. You know, I would sit around a room and, okay, we gotta sell this house, how are we gonna do it? I'd say, guys, all right, what are the ideas? And most ordinarily, people would say, well, I don't know, let's have some cupcakes. But no, my team would say, we're gonna go get a bunch of zoo animals, and we're gonna bring them down here, we're gonna put them in roller skates, and we're gonna put that out there as the only event where you could ever see a lion on roller skates. Let's go. Now, some of the ideas are crazy. Some of the ideas are never gonna happen, but that's okay. How are you ever gonna know how far you can push yourself if you don't at least shoot for the moon? At the end of the day, businesses have plans, but CEOs really don't. You've got to be prepared for absolutely everything because change is the only constant. Thank you for watching more Ryan Serhant. If you like more videos like this, like, subscribe, leave notes in the comments. I love you all. See you on the next one.